Hello Space Watchers and welcome back to the second edition of SINC. I'm here with Deputy Mr. Hassaan from the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment and Energy of the Maldives. Hassaan, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you also, and a pleasure to be part of such an important conference for us.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here with me. And I think the first question I want to ask you is, obviously SINC is bringing the attention of the space sector onto the Maldives. But what do you hope to achieve for the Maldives thanks to SINC, thanks to this conference?
I think the conference, first of all, it's a good opportunity to network. So we have all the leading people here, personnel who are in the space sector here, and it's a very good opportunity to network, particularly with the NGOs in Maldives, us from the government sector, and also other academics here, our institutions. They are getting access to these people, the personnel who are in the space sector internationally. So it's a very good opportunity to build relationships, gain knowledge from them, and also see what more we can do on a collaborative manner. And in the other sense, I'm also, as you can see from the events and different panels, we are also understanding how the space sector, how Maldives, for such a small island nation, can utilize the space sector to bring us into the conversation and be a leader in this sector and use it to benefit our economy and benefit and be sort of a beneficial aspect in terms of the data we receive or the technological advancements or innovations we might look into, sort of in tackling the problems we have of climate change, biodiversity loss, and even the waste disposal or pollution issue we have. So the space sector and the technologies which we are looking into can be form of a solution to these problems we have, and also an innovative way to develop our economy, sort of, which we have discussed in this conference.
Absolutely, and I can testify that Deputy Mr. Hassaan did voice all these projects, all these topics. And you mentioned climate change, which is of course one of the main topics of the conference. And the Maldives are directly affected by this issue. And just to broaden up a bit our horizon, do you think that the world is doing enough for this problem that is touching you and your nation directly?
I think for us, we are in an alliance of small island developing states, and we've always advocated for more action, less words and more action. And we definitely have the treaties, the agreements, but we need more clear, defined action going forward. And also for us, what we contribute to climate change is very little. It's negligible as a small island state. And so we are always we are also focusing on the mitigation measures, but we are mostly focusing on adaptation here. So all our resources, finances usually go into adaptation measures. We are trying to formulate a national adaptation plan. A lot of finances are going into different adaptative measures in terms of data, in terms of infrastructure, and different other measures which we are looking into, even like on the financing sector. So the adaptation measures are something we are focusing on, and we definitely need global help on this aspect. So if there are more easy access to funds, for example, adaptation funds or loss and damage funds, if we have more easy access to them and more developed countries contribute to these funds so that we can have sufficient and sustainable access to it, so we can utilize it for adaptation, that will be great. And a lot of countries have signed treaties, and I'm hoping that they take definitive action on these, and that is what, again, I reiterate that we are advocating for, particularly developed countries. So their focus is also on adaptation, but also on the mitigation aspect of it. So I would like them to take more serious action on this, and then hopefully we can maintain the 1.5 degrees Celsius goal going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And like you mentioned something very interesting about the collaboration, understanding how grants and collaboration can help you to increase monitoring and adaptation. Today there was a very interesting session that you were moderating, and with Planet, with Pledge, something interesting. I will try to interview Planet tomorrow to see if we can get something more out of them. But last but not least, how final question, how do you think the space in general can help the Maldives?
I think space, again, as I said before, we should be at the forefront. We should leverage our position, particularly as you have heard also, like being on the equator. We can utilize this location and leverage our position in different space sectors. Which means like we can be a bigger part of it. We should be at the table, voice our opinions more, and then the space can also be us. So we should look at it as an opportunity to look for innovative solutions for our problems, and also the educational wise also I think there's a lot of developments that can be done. We can give more opportunities to our youth and other people who are interested in this sector, and they can potentially help the different challenges we have in adaptation, building resilience in the islands. So the space sector, with the particular in terms of data or other technologies that it ventures into, we can utilize that for our benefit in these measures which I mentioned before. So that's why I think it can play a critical role in the future, and I'm very happy to see that we have such conferences, and we are in talks, and there are already a lot of people here who are fully committed to bringing these space research programs and bringing Maldives close to space sector.
Absolutely, and like Madin Massai said this morning, the president of the Maldives Space Research Organization, is also about economic differentiation, providing the Maldivians with a different outlet, professional outlet that is different from your main source of income, which is tourism, which is obviously something that space should do, because space is also about economic growth, recruitment, and job positions. Hassaan, thank you so much for your presence here, for being here with me. I wish you a fantastic continuation of SINC, and of course I'm looking forward to discuss with you again.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to voice my opinions. And of course, it is I think the conference is the conversations we are having are very fruitful, and it is a good space for discussing more on these issues and also the solutions, and then going forward taking definitive actions on these measures and solutions which we have discussed. But yeah, thank you again for the opportunity.
Fantastic, thank you very much, and SpaceWatch out!